I want to show you this, what I call an instant pocket. It's just all from one pattern that has your pant leg pattern, with it. It's amazing. So it's a 30-second pocket. It's very, very clever. And it's all spelled out for you on this direction sheet. So this part of the pattern is for the pocket, and it's all a matter of folding it down and then giving it another fold. That second fold should make sure that it finishes the side seam here and finishes the waistline. And this is what the inside looks like when you stitch across the bottom and then make it into a true pocket. But you have to know where to put the lines first, like I have on this. So one line is going to go exactly from this inside corner and this inside corner, and you'll fold there. And then if you'll come away 3/4 of an inch here and 5 3/4 here and draw a straight line perpendicular to this edge and do a fold there. So, and then you can do a top stitch I showed. I don't always do that, but I'll show you how I want those lines from this corner to that corner. And you should label that fold and that fold under. And then you should come over. You can see I have a little mark there for 3/4, and over here 5 3/4. And your line is perpendicular to this edge. And then this is a fold also. But the fold is a reverse. So I think this explains it if we say it that way. Let's see. Here's what I mean. You're going to fold it under like this. Make sure this lines up here and the top edge lines up. If you're going to top stitch, that's what you would do right now. Run a row of stitching on that fold. And another thing is you would put interfacing in here. Because when you think about it, this is a bias of the fabric, isn't it? So why not draw yourself some information in here like and the interfacing can go on the garment. I think that would stabilize it more than just over here. So this is all interfacing. But the other thing is you could also put stay tape. You'll see in my sample that you could put stay tape. Anything that will prevent that folded line, which is a diagonal, from stretching. Of course, the top stitching will help too. Then what I meant by reverse fold is that this goes like this. And if you put a clip here, in your fabric, that's going to make it easier. You need a notch and a notch so that you're aware of exactly where this edge is. You're going to baste along here. Let's do that from the outside so you see. You're going to baste that pocket sack to the side seam, and you want to baste the top to the top of the garment. So this would be for a skirt or a pair of pants that has a waistband on it. It could be for a dress also that has, this is a waistline seam that goes into a bodice. This pattern obviously looks like a pair of pants, doesn't it? Let's look at this in fabric. Here's where I've taken this pant pattern and just cut the legs off and recognize this is the crotch area and the top of the pant. And in order to do this kind of pocket, this gets folded under And this gets folded back like this. That's the wrong side. But what's happening underneath there? Here is interfacing that I put it on the pocket part. I guess it really doesn't matter whether it's on the garment part or the pocket part. But on the pocket part, next to that fold, I put fusible stay tape. And this then just gets pressed in place, but I wanted you to see that that's what fusible stay tape looks like there. So that keeps that bias fold nice and secure right here. Doesn't stretch. As I have sewed it, it's closed up on the bottom and the inside. It's basted to the side seam. The pocket's basted to the side seam here and basted across the top. And we can see that really is a pocket there. And here it is as I've had it on a pair of real slacks, but not wearing those now, so I just cut them up for an example. You do have to sew a belt, a waistband, onto this technique, or as I said before, attach it to a bodice. But there's some way that this needs to be enclosed up here for the top.